F. Scott Fitzgerald's unfinished novel The Last Tycoon was probably the most alluring prospect for excited filmmakers to adapt, given its subject matter. Protagonist Monroe Starr was a clear vessel to explore the pathos of legendary film producer Irving Thalberg. Somewhat famously, in 1976 was released a film adaptation of a screenplay from Harold Pinter, directed by Elia Kazan, in his last feature. That film is highly commendable and unsung, featuring one of the better Robert De Niro performances, an interaction with Jack Nicholson superior to the more celebrated dialogue with Pacino in Man's Heat, and one of the finest closing scenes in the history of English language film drama. Less well known than that, although probably more celebrated at the time, is a very worthy episode of Playhouse 90 which adapted the text. Directed by John Frankenheimer and starring the very striking Jack Palance as Monroe Starr, The Last Tycoon aired in 1957 and is a wholly worthwhile, impressive, distinct effort to translate this Fitzgerald piece. Aside from Palance, the most noteworthy and recognizable figure in the cast is Peter Lorre, portraying an aging, dejected film director whom Starr chooses to take one last chance risk upon. The Last Tycoon relates the tale of Monroe Starr, Irving Thalberg, and his romantic infatuation with a woman who appears to be the spitting image of his deceased spouse. One of the fascinating spaces in history this film occupies is also acting as a prototype, I would imagine, for Jack Palance's legendary role in Godard's 1963 masterpiece Contempt. As movie mogul Jeremy Prokofiev, one can imagine Prokofiev's dissatisfaction with Fritz Lang's Odyssey as dialogue spoken by Palance's Starr in this particular production. The quality of the material for Playhouse 90, at least when it ended up being helmed by Frankenheimer, was really strong, and it is amazing how television drama plummeted in quality afterward for the United States market, seemingly. No wonder they would call it the golden age of television, certainly better than the recent so-called golden age. I like The Sopranos to a point, anyway, but Breaking Bad is page-turner novel trash. If those production values were in a film, it would be laughed out of the cinema or even off a streaming service. All of those supposedly good American shows are just terrible. Let's be real here. And unlike Rod Serling's script for the Frankenheimer-directed Forbidden Area, the Don Mankiewicz treatment of The Last Tycoon, I am sure, would have read superbly, and is very well directed on top of, so very good stuff. Available on Internet Archive if you are so inclined.